Hey Jess, what's going on?
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just studying my biology and biome test, huge, watching some TED Talks for funsies.
Oh, biome project? As a matter of fact, I was doing research on a biome project last night. Deciduous forest, is that correct?
Oh, what a coinkydink. I did some additional research on my own, of course, about the deciduous forest. Come on, I'll show you my PowerPoint I did on it.
The deciduous forest can be found mostly in the eastern United States, southeast Japan, Canada, most parts of Europe, China, some parts of Russia, and in some parts of Australia. This biome occurs at latitudes between 25 degrees and 50 degrees in both hemispheres. The forest is broken into 5 zones. The first zone is the tree stratum zone, which is the tallest zone. Trees here range from 60 to 100 feet, which include maple, elm, and oak trees. Second is the small tree and sapling zone. This includes the younger and shorter trees. Third is the shrub zone. Shrubs in this zone include mount laurel, huckleberries, and more. Fourth is the herb zone, which is short herbal plants like ferns. Fifth is the ground zone, in which lichens and mosses grow directly on the ground.
This climate includes high levels of precipitation and humidity. The yearly rainfall is 30 to 60 inches. The yearly average is 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There are hot summers and cold winters here. The summer average is 70 degrees Fahrenheit, while the winters are well below freezing. In addition, special landforms that occur in this biome include mountains, valleys, rolling hills, and flat plateaus. On mountainsides, coniferous trees can grow 9,000 feet. Underneath, many deciduous trees can be found at different elevations.
Pictured here are 2 climatographs that represent the climate in the deciduous forest. Pictured left is the precipitation of the year, and on the right is the temperature over the year.
There are many abiotic factors in this biome. One of the major factors is that there are seasons. The leaves from the deciduous trees change according to the season. Other factors are the wind. Strong winds make the branches and leaves fall, starting the decomposition process. The fallen branches and the leaves return to the soil, which returns the nutrients. This soil is important because it allows plants to grow. This biome is the most fertile of all the biomes. Water is also another factor here, and the plants and animals rely on this. Water also keeps the soils moist. Soil is very fertile here, allowing the plants to grow. Humus allows decaying leaves and other organic matter to help make the soil fertile. The temperature here also contributes to many factors. During the spring month, the plants and animals reproduce with new leaves, and plants start flourishing. In the summer months, the temperature allows the young to be raised and gather independence for the fall. In the winter, some animals hibernate, others store food, and the trees lose their leaves and fall into a state of hibernation.
This picture here represents a common food web that can be found in the deciduous forest. At the bottom, we have the producers and consumers, such as the plants and seeds. On the second level, right above them, we have the primary consumers, such as the deer and the squirrel. On the third level, we can see the secondary consumers, such as the ring-tailed raccoon and the black-tipped rabbit. Finally, on the fourth level, we have the tertiary consumers, such as the coyote and the bobcat. The white-tailed deer population has adapted through muscles, particularly in the legs where the muscles have become much stronger. These stronger legs allow the deer to be more quick and agile, which helps them run from predators such as the coyote. The coloration of the deer's body has also proven to be a great adaptation in the art of camouflage, allowing the deer to easily blend in with the environment. The behavioral adaptations of the deer include a sense of danger. This sense causes them to wiggle their white tails and send warnings to the other deer. The main physical adaptation the raccoon has made is the human-like hand it has developed. The raccoon paws are really like tiny hands, allowing them to search for food with precision and climb anything that they can get their paws on. The raccoon also has a solid bone structure that protects it against falls. Behavioral adaptations include the raccoons sleep for an extended period of time in the winter when there is a lack of food, and they live off of stored fat during this time. Opossums have developed rapid reproduction rates as a form of behavioral adaptation to cancel out their high infant mortality rates, and they have a very short lifespan. A very important physical adaptation for the opossum is their cool body temperature, which makes it very hard for the disease rabies to survive in their bodies. This animal, pictured on screen, has one very obvious physical adaptation. It's large and sharp quills that stick out all over its body. These quills help the porcupine as a defense mechanism from predators. The porcupine have 4 toes on the front paws and 5 on the back of each, which has a sharp claw on the end of it. These sharp claws help the porcupine maintain a vegetarian diet by allowing them to rip open plants and get the food that they need. The red fox population has a very important behavioral adaptation to help them with food. This is when the food supplies are abundant. The fox stashes the extra food away for the times when there's a lack of resources. This food stashing behavior makes sure the fox will not starve in the hard, less abundant seasons. The other physical adaptations of the fox include a strong sense of smell, which allows the foxes to be agile hunters, along with their extremely long legs that allow them to run quickly.
One physical adaptation for black bears is their very keen sense of smell. This helps them catch food and sense where prey might be resting. The black bear also has very strong, curved paws that allow them to be great hunters and get all the food that they need. One more physical adaptation of the black bear are their sensitive, mobile lips that they use to pick berries. These lips also help to ensure that the black bear will have enough food. The leaves of the deciduous trees are its greatest physical adaptation, as depending on the season they change to help the tree flourish. In winter, it is too cold for the trees to protect their leaves from freezing, so they lose them and seal the places where the leaves were once attached to the branch. In summer, the leaves are broader to help capture sunlight and make food through photosynthesis. There are many important physical adaptations of the conifer trees, one being the way the pine needles help the tree by not collecting a lot of snow. Another physical adaptation is the wax that forms around the pine needles, making them slick to help protect from snow. Shrubs adapt to their environment by changing their structures and providing whatever is better for the wildlife around them. They can change branches and sturdiness when they become a nesting site for other organisms. Herbs such as the bloodroot and the American ginseng adapt to their environment when they only grow in certain seasons and are abundant in the others to protect themselves from unfavorable weather conditions. Mosses do not grow very large, but they have simple structures that function like roots, stems, and leaves. These adaptations help moss plants survive on land. The most notable adaptation made by ferns is the presence of a rhizome. The rhizome or stem of the lacerice fern develops horizontally beneath the soil, containing a growing tip that gives way to new-found development. To help you even more, the Disney movie Pocahontas accurately demonstrates the representations of the temperate forest. You see the kind of trees that make up the forest, and you know the soil is fertile because the Europeans want to dig in it. Also observe the pretend it's a black bear. And the presumably white-tailed deer running with Pocahontas and John Smith. Finally, you can see the colorful leaves in the wind. Let's pretend they fell off due to the abiotic factors of wind and seasonal changes.
Wow, Jess, that's so cool. I'm really glad we could share our research together.
Thanks, Niamh. It was so much fun collaborating with you.